we're going to try this again. This Skype thing connection, for some reason, Croatia and the United States has not been super strong the whole last 2 weeks. So we're going to give it a go. You were just telling me we just tried to record, and it got so choppy. You were just and the chords were and you know. So I figured let's try it again. But it still says poor connection up here. So anyway.
Yeah, I'm getting that too. So.
All right. So guys, listen. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Hope this one works. Another episode of the Gold Ball Hunting Podcast. Actually,
let's get into it then. So you had a rough one today. You lost 4 in the third.
Yeah. Now, no, it was
tough loss too because you were 4 all in the third. So obviously the guy was here.
Yeah.
And you're having, I'm going to guess, trouble like figuring out where the soft spot was, what poke at.
Yeah, I mean, and you and I have been talking in the last 2 episodes about, maybe 3 episodes about, when you start off really great, and then you win the first set 6-1, and then the second set you lay a big egg, you're down 5-1, and go, well, where'd that all go away? Or you start off lousy, as I did yesterday, and regrouped and won that one going away in 3 sets. Today was weird. I mean, today. And here we are. We were in the semifinals of the team event, the World Cup, 70 World Cup here in Umag, Croatia, and we're playing the number 1 seeds. And all of a sudden, I'm in this match, and I'm going, I'm in this match with this guy. I mean, this guy's good, but he does have this big, weird forehand that he can just unload on from anywhere over there, and it's like a poof, poof. Wow, I didn't. All right. Okay, how do I keep it away from that thing? But anyway, I ended up winning the first set, and I had 6 set points. So I had, he was serving at 3-5 in the first. I had 3 set points in that game, lost those. Then I was serving at, no, I take it back. He was serving at 2-5, and I had my 3 set points. And then I was serving at 5-3, had a set point, lost that, got broken, and then had to go over there and go, well, this is fine. It's okay. I'd rather be up him serving 4-5 than not.
Right.
I mean, even though I've had 4 set points, let's not worry about it too much. So it took me on my 6th set point, which was the next game he's serving. I finally break him. And I just kind of go, whoo.
Get me out of here.
Yeah. And then, it's kind of weird. It's like I kind of had like this loss of energy, right? Where you go through, 3 games is pretty, at least for me, it's weird to have 3 games where you have set points, and finally in that 3rd game you finally win it. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that happens too often, at least not to me.
Right.
And it was really kind of a letdown, and I just started off, I got broken at love to start the 2nd set, and never really recovered. Lost 2nd set 6-2, and then started off the 3rd, got broken at love, and I'm just kind of going, come on. Jeez, let's at least win a point when you're, opening the 3rd. So anyway, I break him back, and but it's a dogfight. And finally, we get to 4-all in the 3rd, and I just struggled holding serve, and I could not figure this guy out. Even though it was, and clay, it's a little different. At least the red clay, you're kind of in it the whole time,
right?
And it's like a little different mindset where you have to realize that patience. You and I, California-bred hardcore serve volleyers, we don't really have that. It's not really a thing.
It's not instinctual. It's not instinctual to us to let's hit another ball.
Yeah, no. And so if you have the patience, then all of a sudden you're kind of in every point. But I just could never really figure out a pattern with this guy. I just felt like I was just scrambling the whole time, and he did have this howitzer forehand that he could literally I mean, I assume that he knew where it was going, but there was times when I sure didn't. And so look, I lose the set 6-4. He serves it out at 5-4, and it's disappointing because not only losing, but it's disappointing because it's a team event, right? You got USA on the back of your shirt, and you're, God dang it. I hope I can still get back into the country with my passport Sunday night.
Hope they haven't changed the passcode for you to get back into the Berkeley Tennis Club, right?
That's true. Well, the membership could be revoked. Hey, man, after almost 71 years, sorry, you're gone. Yeah. So, but it's interesting how we get over kind of, and I won't call it a gut-wrenching loss. I mean, I think losses used to be gut-wrenching. Now they're not. It's not like the worst thing. And, I've had...
He wasn't a bad player. Obviously, big forehand, and you had trouble figuring him out. So that tells us, that obviously you were in a dogfight, and that's the thing about being in a dogfight is that you're looking for anything. Is there a chain? Is there a rope? Is there a tire iron? What can I use now? To come up with a solution.
Right.
So but it's still an emotional roller coaster because you're like this close to getting it done, and then it kind of disappears at the end of the third set.
It's just gone. Yeah.
And so here we are, and you're still kind of not quite clear about what you should have done, right?
Yeah. No. Well, that's true, and I did talk to a couple of his teammates, and they just kind of did the same thing. They said, we don't know how to beat him either, I mean, so. But a classic clay court guy. I mean, the guy could drop shot just brilliantly, and off of what didn't look like a dropper was coming at all, and you go, oh God. I mean, that thing's rolling back towards the net before you even get out of the starting block.
Right.
And but it was a beautiful day. We played in the center court. We played inside the stadium.
Nice.
And a little bit early for any of the Americans to watch it. We started at 10 in the morning, which was, what is that? 10 in the morning is 1 in the morning on the West Coast. It's 4 in the morning for you. So Unfortunately, the time didn't work out. But just a beautiful stadium and an honor to be able to play in something like that, in that kind of a venue. And so I guess for me, that was sort of part of it too, was that, look, I was looking around, I'm going, wow, I mean, this is pretty darn cool. And, but I think that I think that the way that we got to handle tough losses is to just realize that they do happen. And if you're going to put yourself out there in the arena, if you're actually going to strap it on, if you're going to enter a tournament, if you're going to be on a tough league team, whatever it is, look, you're going to have tough losses, and it's just part of the program. And you just kind of, like you just said, you try to reevaluate at some point. Was there anything different that you could have done? And maybe for me, a couple of days down the road, something might come to me. But in the meantime, the best thing you can do is just go, this is part of being a competitive player, and you got to move on. You can't dwell on it. You cannot dwell on it. And so for me, it was over pretty quick. I mean, really quick. And some of it's because you got teammates around you, and then you got the Danish guys, and they're all just really cool, great guys. And, everyone's always and it's just really kind of a brotherhood. So, which is different.
Everybody gets why you're there.
Yeah, and it's different than like some of the tournaments that you and I play, where it doesn't quite have that same feeling. Where
this is international camaraderie. You've all earned a spot on this team, and so everybody that walks through the gates has earned their spot, and so everybody's got this kind of mutual respect. We've all had this journey. Here's the culmination of the journey. Let's lay it out there and see who's going to buy the beer at the end of the week.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
So it is different than your local national category 1. I mean, there's a sense of that because we all have our buddies in our groups that we hang with and all that, but it's not that kind of universal camaraderie that
Yeah. So, but I think that the best piece of advice I can give you, or anyone listening about, how do you handle a tough loss is that it's not going to be your last tough loss.
Right.
And
right.
this is not the one and only, like, oh my, how am I going to move forward tomorrow? Is the sun actually going to come up? Well, yeah, it is, and you're going to have a lot of tough losses.
Yeah.
And all you can do is move on. I mean, that's
right.
I remember this guy in my age group, Hugh Thompson, playing the finals of the 60. This is obviously 10 years ago. He's playing the finals of the 60 indoors in Seattle. He's playing Brian Chaney. And Hugh Thompson had 12 match points and did not get the W. And
couldn't get it over the hump.
He couldn't get over it. And there were a couple of times he had like 40 love. Couldn't, one time he had love 40, triple match. He couldn't get it done. And I just thought, oh, he's just going to be just devastated after this thing. And after he shakes hands, he goes over, he gets his gear in his bag, and he comes out, and he's walking by me, and I just kind of cringe. I go, Hugh? And he kind of goes, never up, never in. Kind of like, if you don't really go for it sometimes, golfers are right. Never up, never in. And I just said,
right.
Wow. That's awesome. It's like it was done for him. It was over. What's next? What do we got? We got doubles coming up, or
right.
what's the next event? And so anyway, that's my 2 cents on how to handle a tough loss.
Yeah, I think I would add this to at the end of it too, is that not once in your description here did you even suggest, teeter on, or even go near the borderline of the what if game. God, if Bob had just pulled his match out, we could have played doubles. If I had just, then we could have. And it's like, you know what? Leave all that.
Oh, no.
Leave it at the street. Leave it at the curb, man, because it leads nowhere except to a mind full of emotional frustration. And the mental gymnastics are of Olympic quality once you go down that road. You know, I mean, they're just, and it's such a colossal waste of time.
Yeah, no question. Well, look, I mean, we got to, we're playing for third or fourth tomorrow against the Swiss. So they actually are seeded too, but they got upset today by Sweden. So we have Scandinavian countries. We've got Denmark and Sweden playing for the World Cup tomorrow in the 70s. There's going to be Bornska flying all over that center court in Umag tomorrow. But I'm looking forward to it. It's another chance to kind of play a team thing, and then they make a big deal tomorrow night. There's a medal ceremony in the stadium again, which is 6:00 Umag time, 9:00 Pacific in the morning, which would be noon your time, Eastern time tomorrow. Anyway, so that's it for me. Any other parting words of wisdom there, JJ?
I think if you haven't already had one, have another beer and have a good night's sleep.
I'll have a good night's sleep.
And then, because you got business to take care of tomorrow. You got another opportunity,
Yeah, definitely. All right, guys. Well, listen, we want to hear from you. Down below in the comment section, what's going on? I mean, especially when you have a tough loss. It could be singles, could be doubles. And I think it's even tougher in doubles, like you were just saying. Don't go off and go with the what ifs. And if you got a doubles partner and you guys lose, a heartbreaker, if you ever go and point the finger at your partner, we're going to unsubscribe you in a heartbeat. You will never hear from us again.
Right. We're going to remove your finger. We're going to remove the finger.
That's right. That's right. But we want to hear from you, man. We really, really, really do. It's serious. I mean, I'm always curious about, the 3-0, the 3-5ers, 4-0s, and in terms of, how they handle what they feel, what feels like to them as a really, crushing loss. Kind of what the emotions are they go through. So for sure, let us know. Jeff, at this moment, what do we want the fine folks to do?
Like us, share us, please subscribe. Let us know what you think down below. iTunes and Stitcher, rate and review.
Outstanding. And a lot of, this is sign language for those who can't hear. It's the Jeff Jacklich version of, guys, cool. Thanks for hanging out with us again today. We'll do this again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there today. Help someone else have a spectacular day. Jeffrey, I'm looking forward to another episode tomorrow.
Boom.
Skate.
Can't wait.